I'm still trying to figure out how both of these comics came from the exact same writer, and one of them is absolutely fantastic, and the other one is a chore to read.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Horror of a Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of a Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.
Hi everyone, it's Shawn here, and I'm doing the second of two comic review videos. Now, the publishers of Konkret Comics got in touch with me last month, and they let me know that their books were available for pre-order. And once I heard that their books were available, I had to put in my pre-order for Acolyte number 4, which I already reviewed the digital version, so that means that I don't have to open this one and I can keep it in mint condition. And I also got the pre-order in for Odina and Kandake. Now, what really puzzles me about these two books featuring Konkret heroines is I'm trying to wonder why one book is absolutely fantastic while the other one basically struggles to get its story moving. Now, Odina and Kandake are as different as night and day, and while the story in Odina is really weak, the story in Kandake is absolutely fantastic, and I'd have to say Kandake number 1 is one of the best comics of 2022. Now, your Kandake really reminds me of everything I wanted to do with the Isis character as related to her destiny. Now, when I first wrote the Isis character back in 1999, I had it where she was going to be the sword of Nubia, and she was going to be this fierce warrior who was going to bring Egypt and Nubia together as one nation. And the Kandake character reminds me of those aspects of the Isis character I created, and this story is just absolutely fantastic. And it just, again, has me wondering how the writer struggles with Odina, but can just do an amazing job with Kandake. I mean, Kandake is wall-to-wall, non-stop action, and it puts together a story that really introduces us to the Kandake character, lets us get to know her backstory, and really has us anticipating the next issue, and does a great job of letting us get to know this fantastic character in 32 pages. Now, the cover for Kandake is very powerful, showing you a strong, powerful, and fierce warrior who doesn't lose her femininity and still retains her strength and power. Now, what I really love about the Kandake character is her passion for her people, and that's shown to us in this splash page, which really takes us back to Nubia. Now, if you studied ancient Egyptian history, you know that your Egypt and Nubia were sister nations like the United States and Canada. And your Kandake is from Nubia, and she's a fierce Nubian warrior who was wondering what happened to her civilization after leaving purgatory and returning to the earth plane. So Amani is wondering what happened to that great civilization of Nubia, where Sudan is right now. But this is where Nubia was, and that's what she's wondering as she wanders into the desert. Now, the art is very beautiful here, and it really reminds me a little bit of the early George Tuska art on Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, and the coloring reminds me of those old Milestone comics. And this art is really bright, bold, and dynamic, with a nice little bit of a gritty feel, and that really sets a great mood for the Kandake book that really just draws you in these first couple of pages. So we see Kandake looking soft and feminine out here wandering in this desert of this fallen civilization, and as she's wandering, she then, a woman without a nation, enters into the nation of Sudan, where we see that there's tribal warfare, and the descendants of the Nubians are fighting against other new African tribes. And this is really upsetting your Imani, also known as Kandake, and she's really upset about the way these villagers are being treated, And because she was a heroine, she goes out here and looks to mete out justice on these terrorists in the fiercest and most possibly harmful way to them. So I really like this whole sequence and how it sets up, and we get an introduction to Amani as Kandake on a powerful splash page that really shows how she's just very strong and powerful as related to her character, and how she still retains her softness and femininity. I mean, I really love the design of the Kandake costume. It has a really strong pop, and those weapons that she wields, they look really deadly and dangerous. So she looks like she has a lot of power as a heroine, and she has a very dynamic presence. But what we see in this first couple of pages that really impresses me is that we see that your Amani, also known as Kandake, has a lot of strength of character because she's looking to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves and those who have been being attacked by these terrorists and these tribal warfare. So that really impressed me about the Kandake character, because in a couple of pages we see that she is a hero, and that's one of the things that makes the Kandake character a lot stronger than Odina. We get to see who she is as a person, and we get to see that she's looking to stand for those and do right by them. So that's where she's a lot stronger as a heroine. And as the book progresses, we really get to know the Kandake character, and we get to care about her and what she wants to do. I mean, right now, again, it reminds me a lot of Isis from the Isis series. If I had written stories about her in Nubia after the empire fell, because your Kandake, like Isis, is a woman without a nation and looks to go out here and stand to protect those who cannot protect themselves. So we get a good introduction to this character, we get a good establishment of her mission, and we get a good, strong direction for the Kandake character, who is a part of, that fierce warrior tribe of woman warriors. So what I like about this character is it does everything that the Woman King wants to do, but the whole thing is they do it better, because your Kandake, while she's a fierce and powerful warrior, is still soft and feminine, unlike the Woman King, which masculinized women with Viola Davis's performance. What we get here is what a female warrior should look like, and again, absolutely fantastic storytelling. And I'm still trying to figure out how Onai Roos could go out here and put together a fantastic book like Kandake, but struggles on a book like Odina and Sister Circle X. I mean, Odina and Sister Circle X are just impossible to read, but Kandake is incredibly fast-paced, with great character development, great storytelling, and beautiful art. I mean, this book is everything a book with a black heroine should be, and it just does an absolutely great job of introducing us to Kandake, who is one of the strongest characters in the Konkret universe as related to storytelling. I mean, Kandake is one of the best characters next to Acolyte and Absolver. And if you really wanted to do the Trinity, it shouldn't be Odina in the Trinity. It should be Kandake in the Trinity, because Kandake is a far better developed character, has a far better story, has a clear mission. This is the character who needs to be the face of Konkret Comics as a heroine. She's just that well done, and she shouldn't be seen as a secondary character. No, this is the heroine who needs to be up front, because I could see Kandake beating up on Lady Ty. I can see Kandake going out here and taking on a rogues gallery, and I'm eager to see a Kandake team up with Organic Chrissy. I mean, I just have to shake my head, because again, when I look at Kandake and Organic Chrissy, they both blow the doors off Odina. They're both better developed than Odina, and they're both more compelling characters than Odina. And this book is the one that should be the flagship character as related to heroines. It's just that great a book. And again, if I saw this book back in 1993 when Milestone first came out, this would be a book I would have brought off the shelf almost immediately, because this, and been looking forward to that second issue, because this book basically is the start of one of Konkret's best characters, and this book is just the start of again, a fantastic series. I mean, I'm looking forward to see what happens with Kandake after reading the ending, and I'm eager to pick up the next issue of Kandake. This is a book I highly recommend you go out here and get, and this is a book that I consider to be one of the best comics of 2022, and I just absolutely love this character. Absolutely one of the best comics I have read this year, and one that I definitely want to see more people go out here and pick up, because you will not be disappointed with Kandake. She is the fiercest of the Nubian warriors, and she's here in the 21st century to go out here and be the next big heroine. Now, if you want to pick up your copy of Kandake, you can head over to KonkretComics.com and put in your order for this book, and you definitely won't be disappointed by this first issue of Kandake, and you'll definitely enjoy it. And you can also pick up the other books in the Konkret universe, like Odina and Acolyte and Absolver, on the Konkret Comics website, and you can find all of those books there and be able to get into the Konkret universe. Now, if you want to pick up my first comic, Esteem No Good Deed, it's available on Kindle for 99 cents, and you can find it there on Amazon.com, along with the books in the Isis series and the Esteem series, along with the books in the John Hay series and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy. And if you want to see me be able to make more comic review videos like this and be able to support great comic creators like Konkret Comics, you can donate to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App, and that'll allow me to have the funds to go out here and support great independent comics like those at Konkret Comics. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The goddess next door takes on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess, featuring a bonus pin-up and the other two books in the Cyber Goddess saga at online booksellers everywhere today. Now available in paperback, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Pick up your copy of John Haynes at Death's Door at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere.